Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim. Man, I'm cooking up some eggs. Check it out. Got some cheese in there. I'm a 175 man. Uh-oh, look out. Maybe it's because I've been going to the gym and I put a little bit of muscle back on, or I haven't been eating right. But yesterday was full carnivore. Full carnivore yesterday. We had steak last night. Well, they had steak. I bought a steak and I gave it to Eddie and Christina. And it was a big, giant porterhouse. I mean, huge. And I just picked up a package of hamburger. I was exhausted yesterday. Well, not really exhausted. It's kind of an exaggeration. But look at these eggs. But we were eating late, and so we stopped at Walmart, Christina and I just grabbed some hamburger, a package of hamburger. And I said, I'll just have some hamburger meat. You know, I want to get back on my carnivore. A steak is carnivore, but whatever. So Eddie, as you know, that guy, he is amazing in the kitchen. So he fired up this grill, and he put on that porterhouse, and I had a burger. And he said, hey, put some Worcestershire sauce in there and doctor it up a little bit and this and that. And he put some stuff on that steak and he basted it with some, and when it came in the house, it was a dark, charred, medium rare in the middle. I mean, I don't know if his grill just gets super hot or what it is, but it looked like Pittsburgh. Put a little salt on these eggs. I think I put a little bit too much. I can't see. I got you guys in 1080-60. This is the camera setting my daughter uses, and I was looking at her screen on her 16 Pro, and it had such a beautiful picture on it. Hopefully this works out for you. I'm trying different things. It uploaded pretty good. Look at these fluffy eggs. I put some heavy whipping cream. Oh, baby, they're turning into pancakes. Turn them down. They're getting brown. I like things burnt. I don't know about my eggs. Oh, these are fluffy, big eggs. This is going to hold me. It was the last of the eggs in that package. I have another container of 18. They really fluffed up with the with whipping cream. I got cheese in them. Turn that off. Fresh coffee's made. I had a cup of leftover coffee, and then I just now made a pot. Let's have a cup. Oh, I got a cup over here. Ooh, let's turn that heater off. I got that little space heater that goes on the floor. It's 44 degrees outside, and I didn't even have it on last night sleeping. It was perfect in here. So for whatever reason, the camper feels very insulated from cold, but it doesn't work very well down in Florida when it's 100 degrees down there, and I'm running the air conditioning like constant. Let me get some heavy whipping cream out here. So yeah, we visited Scooters yesterday. Christina got her a foo-foo drink. That's what I call those. Well, they got all kind of whipped cream and caramel and sugar and all that stuff in there. She got one that was something about peanut butter. I looked over there, and it was gone. She sucked that thing dry. She loved it. We had the best hike yesterday. It was just an amazing view up there on that rock. She brought some cheese and crackers, so I wasn't completely carnivore. I lied. I did have some wheat thins. Oh, they're so sweet. I had a handful of them with some cheese slices. I brought 2 boiled eggs, and we had water. And she had a nature bar, but I didn't have any of that. We saw so many people going up there. And on the way out, I should have videoed it. They do Army training, airborne, rappelling there. And helicopters, they drop them out of a helicopter and rappel down a rope on that top of that mountain there where it was like a very grassy open area and those fire rings were. We saw at least 25 airborne military guys going up the road when we were driving out, carrying a stretcher that had two or three like those big gas containers that are flat, probably full of water or something, I guess simulating carrying someone on a stretcher. And they were walking in a formation. It was really cool, really impressive. Young men serving the USA, man, all in their garb, in their uniforms, fatigues, what do you call it? Camouflage stuff, their camo stuff. Folks, with that heavy whipping cream and that McDonald's coffee, baby, you just don't get any better. That's that McAfee, baby. Slurpable. I hope you're slurping with me. That's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. And these are going to be the best eggs I've ever. Look at them now. I'll get on those in a minute. Just want to finish up the video here and get one going. 44 degrees outside. I have to pinch myself every morning. I come out here, came out about 4:45, almost 5 o'clock. That's kind of late. That's good for geezers. And I just think I'm camping. I'm on Lake Lanier. I'm in a campground. It's 44 outside. And I sit down in my chair and I turned on YouTube and watching some Gold Wing stuff. I can't get enough of it. I'm looking at luggage now to put on the trunk rack on the back and in the back seat so I can pack up like the Clampetts and go. I'm watching these guys taking trips on them. I'm thinking, I'm going. So I'm sitting here in the chair and I'm like, look, this is all the space you need, man, by yourself. This is all the home you need. And look, it's brand new. You got a new house. Did you guys see? Oh, you didn't see. I didn't put it in the clip. I went by Camp Oaks. I didn't see any of these. I saw those Catalinas. They got that metal tin look, aluminum sided campers. Not my favorite. He always carried those there, but he was like overstocked with them. He has plenty of inventory, but this is the time of year. I remember when I bought this one that he said they're coming into their slower season. The colder weather, it kind of dies off some for RV camping and traveling. It kind of slows up. That is good coffee. But I was a little disappointed weighing in this morning at 195. Now that's with the outfit I got on. It wasn't in my birthday suit, but I'll get on it. I'm going to go to the gym this morning. Going to the car show. Going to be videoing that. Classic cars, hot rods, the whole deal. 2 years ago I went there. They had like the Chevys and the Fords all in different sections. It's very organized. It's the Moonshine Festival, they call it. And something like that. You can Google it. And it's on Highway 53. Come on out and meet me and join me if you want. I'll be out there midday, I guess, somewhere around there. Park. Start walking around. You'll see me with a selfie stick walking around. Man, I'm going to get on these eggs, but what else do I want to tell you guys? I'm just so stoked at what I'm doing. And I was telling Christina yesterday, I know. Let this be something you can remember if you don't know already. When you go check out a place to live, to camp, to acclimate yourself to see if you really like it, you can't go anywhere for a couple of 3 days, not even a week. A friend of mine, when he went to the Philippines, used to say, if you're going to come over here and decide whether you want to be here, you need to come here for a month or two, at least 6 weeks. You really need a month of like going around to the car wash and the stores and driving up and down the roads a couple of times and getting familiar with your route, meeting some people, having some conversations. All of it cumulatively will give you a sense and you become more acclimated that you're moving past like unfamiliarity to familiar and new discoveries and feelings and how the flavor is and the people are. And then all of a sudden you go, I like it here. You know, this is good. I can find myself. I see myself here. And I can tell you that North Georgia, Forsyth, Hall County, Cumming, Gainesville, Dawsonville, these are amazing places north of Atlanta Metro to live. And that's why it's growing like crazy. A great place to raise your family. You got children. Everyone is like-minded. Everyone believes in God. Everyone, all your children are going to be raised up with other children that are Christian children. And they're into their football and all their sports here. The parents are very involved with their children. And, you know, they're not sitting around playing video games or hanging out with hoodlums and all this different mix of people that you could raise your children, say in South Florida, where you got people from all over the world. And here, while there's a lot of people here from other states that have moved here, no question, it's predominantly Southern flavor, baby. These are generations of people that live in this area, and they are all kind of the same. They're Southern, good Christian people. This is America, baby. And so I love it. You know, I was born in Alabama. I'm a Southern boy anyway, so I get along great with everybody, but I get along super good and relate to people like this, and I know where they're coming from. Not to say I don't like Yankees or other people or liberals or Californians. I like anybody that likes me and acts right, as you do. But, you know, what I'm trying to say is raising a family is important. Parental guidance and being a good parent, you do want to be involved. And I don't know why I'm talking about that. I don't have kids anymore that are young, but I do see that. And I know what my daughter did with my grandson. And when we go to these parks and walk, these people are filing in like 100 cars right after work to support their son or their daughter in these football games and stuff. And they're just all about it. And I know they do it in everywhere else too. They do it in Florida. But I'm just saying, it's a great place to grow up, raise your family, ride motorcycles, go camping, 4 seasons. It's not really that affordable like anywhere else anymore. Everything is expensive. That's all I hear up here is about how high houses cost. It's the same as Florida. I mean, if you wanted to make mansion, it's going to be less here than it would be in Florida because of just the way it is. But general 3.2, 4.3 houses, yeah, they're the same price. They're expensive. But what are you going to do? I got my house, but man, I'm going to miss it up here when I go back home because I've become acclimated. I lived here a dozen years. It all came back to me. Spending quality time with my daughter. There's so much that really, you know, clawed in on me and made me feel like, so I'm going to be coming back up here with the camper. This is open year round, I heard now. They used to close this campground down in the winter, but I could just drive up here for a week. I'm retired. I got the America Beautiful card, $15 a night. I could come up next spring multiple times and head to these wonderful roads around here to ride. In Tennessee and North Carolina we're right here in all the state lines, a day ride from here, and enjoy the Gold Wing. Of course, seeing my daughter and everything and hanging out, my grandson. So this is going to be my seasonal changes, getting out of the heat in Florida, coming up here. I hope, God willing, that I'm able to do that kind of lifestyle, maintaining my home base in Florida, maintaining a Florida residency. You know, I'm a Florida boy. I have nothing against my state. I love it. But I also love this eclectic lifestyle of being here a little while, even if it's just a few weeks, you know. But that's my point that I was trying to make. You go somewhere for a few days or even a week, you know, and between the travel time of getting there and getting back, then you have that little, you cut those 2 ends off. You really don't have, and you know, that's unfortunate. A lot of people don't have that time. They got prison jobs. But if you can go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, now you're talking. Now you're not moving your camp around. You're just settled in. You're running off and doing things. You come back every day. You get up every day. You drive off in your truck. This is what you come back to. And you're living here, but you're camping too. It's bitching. And man, I just couldn't be happier. And of course, having my daughter nearby and these hikes and stuff I'm doing, getting my exercise. The eating thing, I fell off the wagon. I've been a bad boy on that. And it was because we're trying to do a tradition, the baker tacos. So, we did that. I don't even know if we're going to have the Lisa spaghetti. She has a job that requires she has a prison job, as they all do. So we may have, and you know what? I said, look, if I just go back to my carnivore, I don't care. I got to quit all this anyway. Tortillas and crackers, and that was the first crackers I had in a while. Those weekends are good. But sitting up there on that rock over that view on the top of that mountain there at Yonah Mountain, and we were looking down at the parking lot there where we were parked. What a sense of accomplishment to hike, 2+ miles up, and then 5 miles roughly round trip. And so many people are doing that. I mean, the parking lot, we had to park over on the side. There were all these cars. And I was asking my daughter, like, how do they find this place? How do they know about it? Why are they? I'll tell you why. Hike once, hike forever. It's you either love it or hate it, I guess. But I hate them all in the first 5 minutes. As soon as you start going up and you haven't gotten your heart going and you're not warmed up yet, and you're like, wait a minute, whose idea was this? Let's go climb a mountain. But when you start taking in the nature and you see the trail and you got your trekking poles and, you're just going at your own speed. You're not running up the mountain. You got your backpack on with your water and others are doing it. And that motivates you. You're like, look, he's older than me. She's older than me or whatever. Or look at these young people. They got this big pack on. They're going to camp out up there. They're going to sleep with the bears and the snakes. Saw that snake yesterday, which makes me more aware that look where you're going, look up and look around for your surrounding. Could be a bear, could be a snake or something. Wear ankle high or some kind of protection pants for, stay on the trail. Also, I did see a deer run out in the road. Now, you always hear about deer running out, hitting you on your motorcycle, hitting you in your car, hitting you in your truck. Here's what I saw, and I never seen it before in my life. I've seen so many deer over in the yard, over on the shoulder, like a whole family of them. I said, look at all those deer. What about when they say they can just run out in the road? Here's what I saw coming back here yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before. And I'm coming down the road, daylight. There's a car in front of me and another car in front of him with a little bit, further up. And I'm always looking way ahead, even when I drive my car, not just my motorcycle. You got to be aware of these people. I see a deer run across the road that looked like he started running 50 yards in the woods and just kept on going across the road into the woods across the street. He didn't get to the shoulder, look around, decide to dart out. He just, all of a sudden, you just saw this thing run across the road. And I said, that's how it happens, huh? That's how they could just, you're driving along and boom, what was that? Or right in front of you. That's what they'll do. They're stupid. I mean, he didn't get out there and look both ways. No, he was running from in the woods. And this car, narrow. I was safe, but it made me aware that you got to watch them, man. It's right now during rut. That's when they're mating and stuff. And this time of year, look, this is Georgia, baby. They are thousands of them. They're all over these subdivisions. They're in your yard. They're everywhere. And people hit them. And, they can do a lot of damage to your vehicle. Not to mention, hurt the deer, but, you got to be careful. So, but that's part of being up here. And that's why it is good to have deer hunting, because they can only hunt certain time of the year. They can only hunt doe, buck. They can only hunt doe during doe days. But to harvest, and everybody that hunts them up here, they eat them, they have them processed. But there has to be a population control. Otherwise, these deer will be everywhere. So quite a bit of avid hunters up here that don't even put a dent in the population, I'm sure. It's only when you're looking for them to harvest one to shoot that you never see them. But when you're driving around or you walk out of your front door, they're in your front yard, so it's weird. So anyway, I'm going to have my eggs, drink some more coffee, get all hopped up, head over to the Dawsonville area. Still dark outside, a little later on this morning, and start looking at cars, make some videos for you. I hope you enjoy it. I will get that follow-up video regarding Medicare. I just want to be outside and have what my facts are, I think my facts are, and what I've been gleaning. And it's good news and bad news. It's unfortunate that today, like prices of cars and food and everything, what it used to be, and now, and before the internet, and how easy things were and simpler. And while there's good to these new evolutionary and technology changes, there's bad too. And so what was good at one time with like the Medicare Advantage plan, there are some black eyes and some dark shadows that are looming due to inflationary cost. It's all about money. And it's about how greed and money and fraud and a few things that are going on that I'll get into, but there's still light at the end of the tunnel. There's still good, and you don't have to worry that, because it's still growing as the most popular way to go. And they forecast it to be way more popular than the pay way. But right now we're at a crossroads where, there's an issue going on. And some of the people that talk about it, while they're right, and it's partly true, some of it's a little exaggerating about, just how terrible it is. It's not that bad. Some companies, like I said, we're going to get into it. We'll talk about it, but I'm not going to change. And there is a parachute, a golden parachute that you can have, that you will get in the event there was a shutdown of your plan, your company. The government has got some kind of a backup deal. So we'll get into all that. Let's get our day going. Let me get this one uploaded on HD, high definition, 60 frames per second, smooth motion. Crush it, everybody.